How to cook a spring green stir fry. Hello everybody, my name is James Howe, this is Chef at Home, and today we're going to be looking at another one of my 5 favourite spring dishes. So let's just jump straight into the prep and get cracking. Alright, so this dish, really simple. Prep wise for it, not massive amounts of work to do. So I've got some peas, they've just come straight out of the freezer. You can get fresh, even better, but if you can't, don't worry too much about it. And we've got this head of broccoli. I'm going to slice straight down the middle. I'm just going to nick off these florets. So if you've got some bigger ones, we can chop those in half as well. We want to try and get everything round about the same size, so it cooks around about the same amount of time. And then with these stalks, we're going to cut these down as well into like baton sort of shapes. These stalks hold on to a lot of flavour and a lot of nutrients. So don't get rid of them, we'll keep them, we'll use them in the dish. So once that's done, into a tub. I've also got a little bit of leek, so this is about half a head of leek. So just nip off that tip. And we're just going to slice that down into nice thin strips, like a julienne or matchsticks, whatever you want to call them. So once you've got these lovely sticks like this, again, just into the tub. Now these veg I'm doing, these are just the ones that myself and my wife that we like to have in this. But it's not prescribed, it's just how we like it. So if you want different veg, go for it. And we've got some fine beans. All we need to do to these, line them up and just whip off the ends to get these little roots off. This one. Just cut off as little as possible, just reduce the wastage. And just split the group in half, and then I'm just going to slice them at an angle in half. So again, just at an angle. Easy as that. Next up, we've got some chestnut mushrooms. Now these are going to help bring a little bit of body to it. If you prefer and you want to chuck some meat in there, if you can't bear to go one meal without a bit of meat, then you can replace these for a bit of chicken, because they'll do the same job, or a bit of beef. So we're just finely slicing these mushrooms down. We've also got some munch too. You get them in this condition straight out of the packet. You don't really need to do anything to them, so just give them a rinse under a cold tap. Then I've got a little bunch of fresh mint. So this one's a little bit more fiddly. Just need to take the leaves off the stalk. Those stalks are not very nice to eat, so just need to peel those off. Then just bunch them up a bit, let the knife do the work, and just rock through. So we're just shredding them down. I've also got a lemon that I'm going to use later on, and got a couple of bulbs of garlic. For the time being, all I'm going to do is just take them out of the skin. And you'll see what we're doing to them in a little bit. And then I got some dried egg noodles. This dish is all about ease, so I'm not going to dick about making them. Just going to pour over some water and just soak them for a few minutes to get nice and soft. Makes the cooking a lot easier later on. Now grab yourself some sesame seeds and just sprinkle just a few onto a tray. And they can be put to one side for a moment until we're ready to cook. See what I mean? This dish, it's all just like bang, 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 bang. It's all done really quickly. Be able to knock this dish out in about 10 minutes. 15 if you're not so keen with a knife. Now the last little bit of the prep job is I just want to make a sauce that I'm going to be putting through the stir fry a bit later on. So into this pot, a couple of tablespoons of honey, a couple of teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. So I'm aiming for like a sweet and sour sort of idea. Just a little bit of ground dried ginger, and finished off with a dash of soy sauce. And then we just give that a good mix up. And then that is ready for cooking. Alright, on to the cooking. The world's worst kept secret about decent stir fry, really hot wok. So you get it to the point where it's just about smoking. There's no oil in there yet, so it's not going to catch fire. What I'm going to do is just pour a little bit of oil around the sides. Purists probably suggest a different oil, but I prefer rapeseed for majority of my cooking. While that's warming through, the sesame seeds that we put on this tray earlier, I'm going to give them about 3 minutes in a hot oven just to toast, get a nice golden brown. So this pan's nice and smoky. So in with my broccoli. So all we're going to do is just going to bounce that around, keep that moving. And chef's top tip of the day, the quicker that you can get this cooked, the better it's going to be. When you see woks, 99% of people start tempted to do all this bollocks, all this tossing stuff about. All that's doing is removing the pan from the heat, slowing the cooking down. Fucking pointless. Then into here, we start adding up and layering up all our other ingredients. So in with the leeks, in with your mange too, and your green beans, and in for a penny, go with that peas as well. So yeah, to move this around, grab a spoon, grab some tongs, or if you can, flip it with a little wrist action, but keep it on the heat and in the pan. And now into your mushrooms. So you should start to see some nice colour forming, especially on those little florets of broccoli. Now from there, we grab our garlic bulbs that we made earlier and get yourself a grater. And on the finest one, we're just going to grate in the garlic. One, it's speedy. Two, it just incorporates a lot better. So if you try chopping it, you could go too thick and you get lumps of garlic. Could go too thin. If you got a garlic paste, don't quite do the same job. Grated, because of the speed that we're working at, just makes life a little bit easier. Pull out my sesame seeds, lovely golden brown colour. Alright, now we're 6 minutes in, just over to the actual cooking of the stir fry. I said it'd be done in 10, we're well ahead. There's some lovely caramelisation going on. You cook with all your senses, you can sort of hear the veg starting to squeak a little bit. It's telling me it's about ready. So we've got these final few bits to add in. I'm going to go with about 2/3 to about half of the mint we shredded. And then juice of about half a lemon. Juice is going to do two things. It's going to help season, and it's also going to create a little bit of steam at the bottom of the pan. It's just going to help finish off the cooking. And then the last little bit, this dressing that we made earlier. Wow, I can smell that already. Alright, smashing. Right, so bring your stir fry to one side, or create a well in the middle, whichever you prefer, and then take your soaked noodles and just pour them in. And then a little bit of the dressing over those as well. So for the last 2 minutes, keep the veg moving on one side, keep the noodles moving on the other. Let the flavours marry. And I'm just going to season over the top. A little bit of pepper. I don't want any salt because it's already got that soy sauce in there, it's already got the garlic. And we are ready to plate. Alright then, plating time. Not much to say on this front, in all fairness, not much to say at all. As always, I'm going to try and reduce the amount of chefy bollocks that goes into these videos. Grab myself a pair of tongs and then just curl around some noodles. Just try and give it a bit of shape really. Make a little nest. And then a good spoonful of some of our greens into the middle. As I say, you can do whatever bloody veg you like in this. And then our sesame seeds. Sprinkle over the top. Little smidgen of the fresh mint just to bring that flavour back to prominence. Finish it off with a spoonful or two, why not, of that dressing. And that is my fantastic, even if I do say so myself, spring green stir fry. Prepped, cooked, served in 10 minutes. Here's a little Brucey bonus for you. If you've got any leftovers, like there's some in this pan here, not pan here, but pan here, bloody Yorkshire accent there. Add a little bit of veg stock into the pan, bring it up to the heat slowly. You've got yourself a ramen, do yourself some poached eggs or something like that to go with it. Got a lovely ramen lunch for the next day. But for now, go enjoy this dish. Fresh, vibrant, relatively low calorie as well, but all in all, it's just a cracking plate of food. But that's it for me for now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.